Chapel Hill's kind of a city in turmoil right now.
Mm-hmm.
The last 6 months have been rough for this community. Students tore down the Silent Sam statue. Beloved basketball coach resigned over racial insensitivities.
That's right.
How does a play or the theater, how does that help heal, strengthen, engage a community like this one?
Well, I hear this a lot about, is it healing? Does it strengthen? Does it fix? I want it to make people invest and to make them move to action, and to be inspired by her story. The healing of the community is going to take a lot, continual investment. And we like a little really quick fix nowadays. Oh, if I just do this, or if I just go take this class, or if I read this book, right? And I don't want to let our audiences off the hook as thinking that it will be as simple as a snap of the fingers. This is a long time coming, and it's going to take a long time to get it right.
I think that's right.
So yes, come and be inspired, because again, this woman who persevered, should be like, if we're feeling weary or we want to back down or I'm tired of talking about it, or can't you just, can't we just figure out, just put Silent Sam away and let's just call it a day and not talk about it anymore? That's not going to happen, right? So I want us to be intrigued and engaged, and I want people then to want to do something.
I think that's too indicative of the, I should say, of the title. It's No Fear, right? And blues long gone. So for the blues that you have for whatever injustice that exists, have no fear. That's part of, I feel like, the message that's coming through in the play, to empower people to act. There's something great about having no fear. There's something great about understanding that blues, they go away. And they go away, far away, for you to become who you need to be so that we can be a better society.
And there's a responsibility for the audience, and I hope they're intrigued by this, to learn, as you learn what we're going to share with you about Nina, because I think everybody's going to be like, I didn't know she did. Wow, I didn't know. Like, I didn't know. First time we did it, I had no idea she was from Tryon, North Carolina. Yeah. I'm like, I need another Tryon. I'm like, I didn't know.
Her name was Eunice. Her name was Eunice.
Eunice Wayman, right?
Yeah. But, or that she was a classical pianist.
Or that she wrote,
exactly.
So if that makes people get out and try to learn something about her, and then I hope that will lead you to learn more about our history and the reasons why we are where we are and where this turmoil comes from. Because the more you know, Mr. Historian, right? The more you can make change.
You make change.
And
at
not
least
repeat.
ask the right questions.
And not repeat history.
And not repeat.
Right.
Another big part of the message of the script, or what the script is showing, is, what is the struggle of the artist? What decision does the artist have to make when that decision is between being true to their craft and being true to feeding their family?
Right.
How are those decisions made? Do you stay true when situations come to you that your life could be much easier if you didn't? As as a minority, as a woman, how do you navigate racism, patriarchy, as a musician? So these are some of the things because that's all a part of her story, and that's also the lessons, because artists, from not just black artists, but a lot of artists look up to her for how she handled herself as an artist. People like to dismiss, when she would go after an audience, as, oh, she must not be on her meds, but that's not it. Nina demanded respect as an artist. And if you came to remember, she was trained to be a classical. Her goal was to play, classical music at the highest level, to be the first black pianist.
But connect that to what you said before, because I know one of the festivals that she attended coming out of her exile, if you will. Mm-hmm. And she came out because she needed to make money to take care of family.
Right.
And so she's coming out to perform because you say you love her. right? Because it's all this allegiance to your fans. You say you love her, and then when she gets in there to perform for you, you start laughing and heckling and doing whatnot. And again, this brilliant artist says, wait a minute, right? I don't want to be here. I got to be here because I got to live. I got to take care of my family. And now you're playing around and not appreciating or respecting my music. She responds, sit down. I'm playing, right? I don't want to be here, right? But I do want to be here because I'm good. So all of those things are happening. Again, that's that why. That if you just take a step back and ask, why are they acting that way? You might find is a great logical answer in response to it. Could she have chosen a different way to respond? Sure, she could have, but she didn't.
She wasn't about entertaining. She was about sharing. You know, it's a difference between entertaining and sharing.
Yes.
Sharing your, you know, if you were to go to see Yo-Yo Ma or something like that, he's sharing his gift. So you're not gonna be in there, you know, hey, can you give me a couple of Manhattans? You know, before. So, and she wasn't gonna tolerate that, you know. And I can only imagine performing in you know, crowds, oftentimes in front of predominantly white audiences at that period, and feeling disrespected in a certain way because of that behavior that wouldn't be done if it was a different performer of her caliber, right? So also, like, it's more to, you know, just in society, particularly in America, we like to try to pigeonhole stuff to things we can understand in a sound bite or one sentence, or to, you know, label something and that's it. And so part of what we're trying to do with Display is to, you know, as much as we can, to show you the essence of, you know, who she was and why she moved the way she moved, and you know, more so than to just, you know, because you can Google that. You can Google, you know, where she was born, you know, what she did, what, you know. So we're trying to go beyond the Google machine as we approach.
And I love what Howard said, because that's so true about her as an artist, because there's also her great sense of humor. There is a you know, I mean, there's humor is a really good survival and perseverance tool, and she came through a lot. So there's a part of her that we see that you know, and it comes from not like, you know, ha, look at me, I'm funny. It comes from like my observations about the world, and it's true, and then you have to laugh. Because you're like, you know what I mean? So it's really, I think that's a really great thing, and I'm so happy you said that, Howard, about her vision as an artist. It gets back to really your question about, you know, I think we're all wrestling with this now as artists, theater artists, is like, what is our response to the things that we see happening in our world? And I know I've totally wrestled with it. Like, how do you answer some of these big questions and these this divisiveness that we're experiencing right now? What is my role as an artist to bring to that? And again, I get back to this woman who lived through this tumultuous period, which is why I think the parallels between today and the 60s are very clear. She's inspirational to look at. So good guide for us.